Hello everyone, welcome. Hi Brittany, and Jen and Wolfie and Jay Holland. Welcome to Pure Food Fridays. Hi, hello there. Sneezy, excuse me. Are you one of the dwarves? Ms. Tucker and Begin Again Jen, I can't. Thank you Jen for inviting followers. And I think Danica's, and Holly, hi Holly Peas and Carrots. I do believe El Viejo, I've got a new recipe for you. He makes or his wife, they did the cornbread. They made it in the shape of a heart. It was so cool. My Friday's been good. I've been getting ready for this, and it's nice weather here. I did a little grounding this morning. Sat outside with my feet in the ground while I actually went through my email and stuff like that. Thank you, Holly, for inviting followers. Oh, this one is fading away. And Alpha Sweet, Miss JD Blue, thank you for sharing. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, Twitter's been a little funny lately. It's been a little funny with, I know the scopes I've been watching, like Alex Kahn and people like that. The sound goes out for no reason. Holly, you don't hound me. Oh, thank you, Wolfie. Thank you, Wolfie. And thank you, Alpha Ma Sweet. And thank you, Sal, for sharing. Okay. Is it freezing up, or is it the sound? Yeah, for the bad, bleeping you out for the bad words. Yeah, right. Thank you. There's the clock. Yeah, I like that clock a lot. It's the right colors for this feng shui gua in my house too. So a couple of things. We're going to be cooking. Thank you for sharing my Rondi. And then, but first, I want to tell you about a gal who has a scope. Her name is Brittany. She should be on here. And oh, okay, Alpha Masweet. I'm pronouncing your name well. Anyway, Brittany has a blog. She's been doing. Yes, you are here, Brittany. She's been on a weight loss program, and now I can't endorse how she's going about what she's doing. I haven't really researched what she's doing, but what we want to do, what she's asked for, is support on her journey. And Brittany, I think it's probably best if you go ahead and put the address of your blog. I know it's something WordPress. I'm sorry. I had it written down and now I don't know where I put it. But Brittany is a fan of Danica's. I see she follows all of Danica's scopes, and she's been on a couple of mine. So Brittany, do you want to put, before we start cooking, do you want to put your blog address? El Viejo is thumbs up. Okay, there we go. fitandstillfat.wordpress.com. And I had a chance to go through it very quickly, and I do see that she has been losing weight. And she's determined. She seems to have her ups and downs like most of us do, and she would like your support. So if you would like to do that, maybe you can offer suggestions for her, or just team up with her if you're wanting to do the same thing. Okay, so here we're going to make. There you go. Great. So Jen's going to follow. Brittany. You're welcome, Brittany. You're welcome. So, okay, so what we're going to make today is a coconut blueberry cake. And I do consider this to be a dessert. And And you want a small portion of this too, because it's pretty high in fat. Even though it's healthy fats, it's not something that you're going to, you know, want to overindulge in. Just have a nice little piece of it. JC Dino, thank you. Warm lemon water in the morning. How about the ginger tea? Have you tried the ginger tea? So I'm preheating the oven onto the recipe. I'm preheating the oven 400 degrees, and I have greased my pan. It's a loaf pan, standard size loaf pan, and I used coconut oil. So who's saying hello? Oh, it's so hard for me to see these. I think that was JC Dean. All right, so I've done that. Now let's start actually making it. And I did pre-measure some of the stuff since I had that request from someone last week. So we're starting with 6 eggs. This is almost like a custard cake with all of these eggs. So it's going to be high in protein. And if you're using healthy eggs, organic eggs from chickens that got to run around, you know how I like the pasture-free chickens laying these eggs. If you don't like coconut, you probably won't like this cake. I'm sorry. But someone had asked a couple weeks back about using coconut flour, and so that's what inspired me to do this recipe. So we put the 6 eggs in, and we let them beat up. And now you can use, the original recipe that I found was using butter. I'm using ghee instead, or you can use coconut oil. And you melt it so it's in liquid form. And we'll add that. And then, that was 6 tablespoons, and I'll show you the recipe too. And then here are 6 tablespoons of maple syrup. Organic maple syrup. I use the grade B. It has more nutrients. The darker maple syrup. So that's 6 tablespoons of maple syrup. Okay. That's looking pretty good in there. Yum. All right, now salt. I'm using the pink Himalayan salt. Or if you can find a natural sea salt, you know, this has more trace minerals in it than other salts, and it also doesn't have any, what do they call it, anti-caking agents. It's just salt. It doesn't have anything added to it. And we don't want to take in any chemicals, right? You know, stay away from that stuff. So a half a teaspoon just goes in there. And I'm going to bring this up just a little bit more. And now I'm going to add the vanilla. Now I always do the major beating before I put vanilla in, because vanilla can be very delicate and you want to keep the full flavor of the vanilla. And I use real vanilla, not vanillin, which I read years ago was actually like a form of rat poison, and who wants to eat that stuff? So I use real vanilla, and I get the organic one as well. So a half a teaspoon of the vanilla, and then I'm just going to put this on low. So it's just being stirred in, not beaten. All right, and now this is something I read that's very important for the coconut flour. I already have it in the sifter. You must sift coconut flour before you measure it. That's so that you get the lumps out, and that helps it to blend better, so that you get better results from what you're baking. So I just have a little old-fashioned sifter here. Had it for decades. That's enough, because we just need a half a cup. That's why I said this is almost more of a custard cake. So half a cup. Oh, but you know what? Before I put this in, I sifted it, I measured it. I'm going to put in the baking powder. And this is also a half a teaspoon. I use non-aluminum baking powder. I see the sun's doing funny things. Pardon me for that. So a half a teaspoon goes in. It gets stirred around. And now I'm going to put right away, I'm looking at this, and coconut flour goes in. Now when you first put the coconut flour in, was the sun on my cheek? When you first put it in, the liquid seems to become even more liquidy, so you might think, oh my goodness, I need to add more flour. Don't do that, because as it mixes, it actually thickens. Now I'm going to bring this up just a little bit faster. Still not beating it, so it's okay for the vanilla. And now, back to our pan. To get the glass. Make sure I don't know if this fits on all the different models of the KitchenAid. It fits on mine, which is the kind that the top goes up. There's the KitchenAid that this top lifts instead of going back. I'm not sure, so I hope your bowl will suit you. And it's also a little bit larger than the stainless steel one. Yes, it's sunlight on my face. You see, it moves around. It's not flour. Yeah. Okay, so now this is looking like a batter. So now we have our blueberries. You rinse them and then dry them. I dried them, I just put them in a kitchen towel after shaking off the excess water in the strainer. I put them in a towel and blotted so that they're dry, because you don't want to add excess liquid, any excess liquid that you don't have to this batter. Oh, hi Danica. Danica's here. My mom says she loves you. You have me cooking. Oh. Oh. So, hi sweetie, Danica. Remember the cupcakes I made the other night? Well, I've turned that into a loaf cake. And I would love to get more. So either on Facebook or I guess Instagram, Twitter, send me your quick tips. I don't think a Wonder Years reunion is going to happen. I know you're asking that of Danica. Write a health book. I mean, I could write all about my experiences and my opinions. You know, I am not a doctor. I am not a certified nutritionist. No, I am not vegetarian. I do tend to eat high in that area though, so I'm not a heavy-duty meat eater, but I definitely do, and I buy my meats and they're much more expensive, but then I eat smaller amounts, so it kind of evens out. I get it from a store, a meat market, where the beef is truly organically and pasture raised, so they eat nothing but natural stuff. They don't, stuff like from the ground, natural grass, and they're not corn fed or anything. So the fats in the beef is pretty much the same as fish, the fat in fish. So it's good, it's a healthy fat. And then the chickens are also pasture raised, and they're not caged. I mean, I really don't like even thinking about how most of the chickens are raised. It's just so cruel. And then of course we end up eating that. Oh, that's great. You have a local farmer you can go to. Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. I look really young. Thank you. How many times do I work out? Well, I'm not like Danica. I'm more dedicated to the meditation side of life, and you know, and she's more to the yoga, working out. But I do some form of yoga, stretches pretty much every morning, and you know, I'll get on an exercise bike a few times a week. Yes, I have watched Forks Over Knives. Yes, I have. Yes. And this morning, I didn't have time yet. I haven't had time yet today to do anything more than a little bit of stretching, but I did go outside and sit with my feet on the wet ground and grass, because we had some rain here a couple days ago. And while I was getting things, you know, some of this ready for the scope so that I could get in my grounding. Oh, yes. All right. So anyway, I think it's time for me to go. And yeah, living in the country. And you know, San Francisco, Crystal lives in San Francisco, and that area is so big on organic and locally grown things, and most of the farms up there are small. It's not like Southern California and other places where they really are big company, you know, industrial type farms. They actually have small family-run farms. I did Fit to Fat to Fit. I didn't know there was a show, but I've got the book, and I thought his journey was fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. This personal trainer that decided to find out why he was, why his clients, so many of his clients would come and then give up when all they had to do was just do it. And so he decided to not exercise and eat nothing but fast food for 6 months. And he, of course, journaled all of it and wrote a book from it. And the things he experienced during that time, the realization that fast food is actually addictive for him and I guess for most people. So, well, if you're new to my scope, please follow me. Yeah, if you're here because you just happened upon me, or you came here because Danica let you know about it and you're not following me, please do. That way, when I do 2 scopes a week, Tuesdays is Intentional Tuesdays, and where it's about wellness through mindfulness, and on Fridays it's about pure foods. This is my own scope, yes. And we have a semi-clever troll. Oh, thank you. Thank you for following me. Who was that? It fades away so quickly. Oh, thank you, Joey Giggles. I've seen your name on Danica's scopes. Didn't you win one of her books? I'm thinking, if not, then you were at least mentioned on one of her giveaways. Oh, and when I get up close to 1,000 followers, I have a little item of Danica's that I will be giving away that she has agreed to sign. And so help me get there, okay? Alrighty, so I'm going to sign off now, and I'm going to wait until this loaf is finished so I can take a picture of it, and I'll post that and the recipe. Okay? So I hope to see you guys on Tuesday. Yes, Jen, namaste. Thank you.